Hello and welcome to my Top 10 Games podcast, the show where guests are brought on to discuss their top 10 games of all time. I'm your host, Ben, also known online as Dropped Ice Cream. And with me today, I have a friend by the name of Jacques De Vere. Hello, Jacques.
Hello, you smashed it there, to be fair, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the one time I can never say that properly.
It'll come, I'm sure.
So I was quite interested. Well, I wasn't even sure to ask you to come on here because I'm not sure if you play that many games.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be interesting for you, and for anyone else because, as I briefly mentioned before, it's a mix of stuff you would expect, but some stuff you wouldn't, I think. And my background with gaming and stuff is basically, when I was younger, when it was you're sort of in your pre-teens and it's cool, well, it's not cool, but
It's never cool.
yeah. But I was into it then. I played, I did the whole Minecraft stint and a bit of Counter-Strike and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was quite big into it, and then obviously I sort of grew up a bit and got into
You matured.
yeah, I matured. Well, arguably, I got into obviously the whole film stuff because that's what I do now. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other stuff, and I kind of just didn't have really time.
Yeah.
So much so that last year, my computer that I use for all the stuff like that, it was just in a cupboard for a year, and I didn't even use it. I just used
Really?
my laptop for everything. Yeah.
So, has it always been PC for you then?
Yeah, I mean, when I first I mean, we're going back bloody years now, but when I first started doing stuff with games, and it was more than just playing it.
Yeah.
It was console stuff.
Right.
And then sort of progressively over the next couple of years, I was told obviously PC is better, blah blah, blah, and I ended up saving up and getting one, and then since then I've been sort of slowly adding to it to make sure it's still fine.
So, did you grow up with the old PlayStations, Xbox,
Yeah,
GameCube?
I never this is what I mean. It's really weird because I never had a GameCube or the original stuff. The
Yeah.
earliest thing that I had, from what I remember, is a PlayStation 2. And that was and it's kind of still is. I mean, it's my favorite thing. It's great. I've still got it.
Really?
Yeah. Because I have a look and you sell it for 20 quid at CEX. What's the point? You might as well just keep it.
I mean, I've wanted mine back for nostalgia reasons, but I'm not sure if I'll just get annoyed with it because in my head it's a lot better than probably how it actually plays.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it
Yeah.
later because we'll get to it.
Mhm.
Little tease for you, but yeah, I mean, that was my first proper one where I started getting games for that from my parents and stuff, and playing on that.
Yeah.
And then sort of progressively, I kind of was late every single time. I was late to the party with the console. So just as the Xbox One was announced, I got a 360.
So you're
Um,
always one generation behind.
yeah, and now I've sort of caught up because now I have a PS4 and obviously I have my computer and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're on about the new one soon, and that'll be
Probably yeah, it is this year, so
yeah, that'll be
you're
summer.
saving again.
Brilliant. But yeah, I've always been into it, and I had a DS. Obviously, I think everyone did.
Yeah.
The old chunky blue one.
Oh, you had the thick ones.
Yeah, oh god, it was the memories of that.
Yeah.
That with that I'd play Mario and stuff, and Nintendogs. They're probably dead.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it
the
was great.
DS and Mario, I felt like any parent who didn't know gaming could get their child
Yeah.
that and still know, all right, they want a games console, is a Mario.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first game that I got with my DS, I think. Oh, no, well, I mean, I got Nintendogs with it because I think it came as, the bundle, but,
That's all you need.
yeah, I mean, who needs anything else when you've got 3 virtual dogs? But I remember I was picked up from school once, and my dad was like, "Get in the back because we've got to go pick your sister up from her
Mm,
school, because she's a few years older."
right.
And I was like, "Great, so we have to bloody trek now." So we're going, and then he's like, "Oh, I got you something, by the way. Me and your mum got you something as like an early birthday Christmas thing." And it was New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Oh,
And
that's
then
a great one.
obviously, yeah, and then I think I completed that game more than
Yeah.
once. I want to play that again. I should do that. Good
I'm just gonna leave now and play.
idea. Yeah, yeah. Nice talking to you, mate. I'm gonna go complete New Super Mario Bros.
All right. So, as I mentioned, you have
Mm,
two honorable mentions that aren't necessarily what would be game 11 and 12 on your top 10 list,
yeah,
but instead they're what uh, they've had a big impact on your life.
yeah.
So, if you want to list the first one, or yeah,
Okay. So because you said that, I
hmm
opted for. I sort of had a look through my library and stuff of what I have had,
yeah,
um, and I chose two things that impacted me kind of for several reasons, and I'll explain why. The first one
hmm
is Just Cause 2.
Ooh, now
Yeah,
that was I vividly remember going round a friend's house who had a Xbox, but I didn't, and they had Just Cause 2, and it
yeah.
was like it blew my mind.
hmm I remember playing it, ages ago, years ago now. Like, what are they on? Like 4 now? Just Cause 4?
Yeah, for
Yeah, I think 4 is the tornado one, right?
yeah, was there a fifth? No, I think it was 4.
Yeah. There'll probably be a new one with the new
Yeah.
console soon. um, but yeah, so I remember I have really fond memories of that. Of both the single player and then the modded multiplayer on PC.
Mm,
Because I think that was one of the first instances of like me, getting on. I think at the time it was Skype with like my mates and stuff, and playing like the modded multiplayer for Just Cause, and you could just bloody go to the airport, and it's just tons of people just trying to steal like jets and things. It's
well, it was
brilliant.
that like, Grand Theft Auto Online era
hmm
where you had an online sort of sandboxy thing where it's just doing whatever you want,
Yeah.
but it still was, like, pretty jank and would mess up all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean the connections were awful because obviously as well it wasn't even official. It was just this
Yeah.
modded like multiplayer thing where like the servers weren't really looked after or anything, and it was
Mm.
but it was so much fun. Like trying to get to I can't remember what it's called, but there was like that balloon in the sky. Um, was it
Or
the
the
Mile High Club?
I can't remember, it's been so long since I played.
Well, yeah, trying to like get there, and then you'd get there, and everyone had just crashed like Owens into it. And
Yeah.
memories. That's good though.
Yeah, and your second one?
My second one is Star Trek Online.
Really? I can't say I expected that.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
a Trekkie?
I'm not. Well,
Okay,
no, I'm not. I mean, I haven't seen like any of the original films or TV shows. I've
right.
seen the newest films, which I like, um, and yeah, and I've played that game.
Yeah, a Star Trek fan would say you're not a fan.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that one for me was I had a mate at the time who was a big Star Trek fan, and obviously
Mhm.
he was like, it's free to play, which was a big thing when I was younger. Because if we could find a free to play game, we're laughing because I didn't have
Oh,
any
yeah.
money. It's not like I was working or getting any pocket money or anything.
My mum wouldn't give me my card or a
Yeah,
card.
yeah. So obviously it was free to play. I downloaded it on like my dad's bloody work PC.
Yeah.
And I'd like tried to play it, but it is quite a big like MMO thing, and it was quite difficult because I remember the load times and just the lag, and it was horrible. But yeah, that was like one of the first big multiplayer things that I'd played, and it was like because it's is it an MMORPG or something? Is that how you
Yeah,
say it?
that's how I'd say it.
Yeah, like, that is, like, a completely different thing to anything I'd played, it was, like, so much I'd never really played any RPG related stuff before then, and so it
It
was
came
just
out in
interesting.
2010, which I thought was a lot older than that.
Oh, did it? Oh god, that's slightly embarrassing because that was only 10 years ago. And I
Because yeah, I was
definitely didn't play it when it was out.
you never, got on, like, the RuneScape hype wagon,
Oh,
the free
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember RuneScape. Oh, Jesus. I
It's still
remember
going to this day.
is it actually?
Mhm. I
Oh,
mean, it's mainly if it's all the old players who are still playing it, and it's
right.
mostly grinding out stuff so you can sell it on a market.
Yeah. I remember with RuneScape always, I was a fool back then, and I'd always believe the, free I don't even know what they were called, free, like, money thing, coins,
Oh, yeah.
emulator things, and I'd always try them and bloody probably end up with viruses.
Someone's probably watching you for your webcam.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that might be why I stopped on my dad's computer and got my own.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just always liked that game because I thought it was quite fun just being able to fly around in your ship and go to like a planet or go to a space station and just hang out there.
Yeah, I mean, I've wanted a sort of spacey MMO for a while, but a modern one because it feels like every single one that comes out nowadays is fantasy based.
Yes, yeah, I agree. It's like with No Man's Sky originally, like back when that
That's
was
a that's a whole other
yeah,
whole
back
other
when that was,
podcast.
like, meant to be a thing,
Yeah.
and there was so many promises, and I was like, "Okay, this is cool."
Mm.
And then I can't think what it's called, but there's that one that's been in, like, development for
Star
years.
Citizen.
That one, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
I mean, half the people are thinking that's like the next No Man's Sky where
yeah,
they promised a big thing and it isn't gonna happen. But as long as it's taking, they actually do update it, like, they tell their audience what they're doing, like,
okay.
weekly. Like, they'll say, "This is specifically what we're working on this week," and so you
That's
know
quite
it's
good
in the
then.
game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's the most backed game ever, where I can't remember how many millions it's made,
Bloody hell. And
but
and
and
they
it's been
have
in
to,
develop
finish it and do a good job, otherwise
I mean, their release date is being pushed back, like, every year
yeah.
since so God knows when that's actually happening.
I mean, it's better that they do that, though, otherwise they will end up with No Man's Sky.
Yeah. I mean, do you know they've got the, like, main MMO game, and then they're also making a side game for it with Mark Hamill, Gary
Oh,
Oldman,
yeah, I remember
um,
seeing that.
just loads of famous people.
That's mental.
I know, yeah.
That's really cool, though. I'd like to play that when it's eventually done.
When
Um,
and if.
yeah, if but yeah, we'll report back in 5 years. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've always liked the big space stuff like that. Like I was excited for No Man's Sky, and that turned out to be awful at the time. I don't
Yeah.
know what it's like now. Apparently, it's fine now.
Yeah, I've been meaning to try it out, but
Mm,
it's just, like, I've got so many to play.
yeah. I just have like awful memories of just mining things for like ages with me
Oh, you
gun.
did actually get it.
Yeah, originally I got it
Mm.
because I was a fool. I think I probably
Many
pre-ordered it.
people were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't many people did.
um, oh, there's so many games I've pre-ordered which I've like regretted immediately. That's why I stopped doing it. I haven't pre-ordered anything in years. I'll only do it if it's like GTA. I'll pre-order GTA. I know what I'm getting with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Alright, so
yeah.
we'll move on to your top 10, starting with number 10. I have
Right.
no clue what this is gonna be.
And I'll see. I've thrown you for a loop now.
Yeah.
Um,
Star Trek
well,
and Just Cause.
number 10
Mhm.
is a fairly universal one. It's Portal 2.
Oh, now that is a game I love.
Yes. Again, casting back, you'll notice I have a lot of stories with these. Um, but Portal 2, way back when I had my 360,
Yeah.
I would, I was young. I'd finish my dinner.
How
I'd
old are you,
go.
by the way?
Oh God, what at the time?
Now.
Now I'm 20. I know.
Alright. You sound like you're 40.
I know. Oh, I was young back then. Um, yeah, I'd like finish my dinner and I'd go upstairs into, I think, my mum's room because I don't
Mhm.
think I had a TV in my room,
Right.
and I'd have my Xbox. And I used to have a friend who I went to school with, and then he ended up moving to Canada.
Yeah.
So the only way we would ever contact is like once a week. We'd go on the Xbox and we'd play like Portal or something,
Mhm.
and we'd do the co-op on it. And I just remember it being so fun because I'd never played the first one. I don't even think I still have to this day.
Really? 'Cause you've played the campaign for 2, have you?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was gonna ask, do you I believe Portal 2 is the perfect sequel.
Okay.
Just because Portal 1, I don't know how much you know about it, but it's
Mm.
a 3-hour game. The
Oh,
story's very simplistic. I mean, it's still a great game, but, like, you only have the portals and you don't have the, like,
yeah.
gels and all that.
Oh, right.
So
Okay. Yeah. See, I
but it's
didn't really know that.
yeah, it's still a great game, but 2 is just, uh, it builds on everything perfectly. It's just a better
Right.
story, better gameplay, better everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I think I don't know if I could go back and play the first one though,
Uh,
because
it
everything's stripped.
it is I mean, it's still a funny game.
Yeah.
Like, the humor from GLaDOS is still there.
God, that bitch. I remember her, and I remember
Wheatley,
Wheatley. Yeah,
Stephen Merchant.
that's the one. Yeah, that was good. Um, and like the co-op was just really fun because you could either be
Yeah.
the ball like Mike Wazowski, or you could be like the tall, lanky one.
Yeah, I've
Um,
gone through it a few times, I think.
yeah, and I just really liked that game. It was a really nice. I've got good memories of it because of when I played it and who with and everything as well. But it's
Mm.
just a solid thing. And I was just looking at what I've got. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Also, J.K. Simmons is in it.
Is he?
He plays Cave Johnson. If you remember when you're in the, like, outside the facility and there's this guy who used to own the facility is talking to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's J.K.
Oh, I
Simmons.
didn't know that. I'd have to go back and look at that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Alright, well, that one I definitely agree with.
Yes.
So, number 9.
Okay, so 9 is Gary's mod.
Mhm. I mean, that's multiple games in
Yeah.
one pretty much.
um, I sort of thought again, this is one that I saw and I was like, oh, I've played too much of that
Mhm.
that I couldn't not. But yeah, Gary's mod was that thing of at the time of like Minecraft and stuff when that was like at its
Sort of
peak.
2013-ish,
Yeah.
like,
Um,
everyone was playing it.
yeah, exactly. It's either you're on Minecraft or you're on like Gary's mod playing
Yeah.
like TTT or something.
Yeah, exactly. Ma
Um,
It's also one of those games that, like, the lowest PC could run.
yeah. Oh my god. And that probably helped me because
Yeah, same.
again at the time like it was crap, so I could just I was lucky enough that I was like, oh, a game that
Mm.
works. um, and yeah, I always thought it was it's one of those things. There's a game that came out not too long ago. I think it was called Dreams. Um,
On the PlayStation.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you can like sort of make anything.
Mhm.
And that it kind of reminded me of like Gary's mod and like Little Big Planet and stuff because it's like with Gary's mod you could go
It's the
on
same
it.
developers as Little Big Planet, I think.
Ah, that makes sense. But it's like you could go on it and be like, okay, well, today let's you and a mate, you could be like, well, let's see who can build the best flying car in an hour or
Yeah.
half an hour, whatever. Or you could go on the server stuff and do that. And it's there's so much to it that you could literally like find anything. Like the prison stuff. I remember there being prison stuff on it that was fun. And like IP things and yeah, it's just
It was the simplicity of it,
yeah.
really. Like, obviously, the people who had made all the game modes in it knew how to code and knew,
Hmm.
like, they could do anything with the game, but in terms of just finding a server of any game mode you want, going in, there's not, like, difficult controls, they're usually pretty
No.
simple.
Yeah.
Like, did you do Death Run?
Yeah, Death
I
Run. I
used to
remember
love
Death
those.
Run. Um, and like I think as well, a few of the games that I used to play and stuff is like because I used to watch like YouTubers or something,
Yeah,
that would influence me. So like the fun of it sort of also comes from that knowing what you could do with it.
yeah.
So yeah, I like that game. I want to play that again.
So far, your games have all been very social, I've noticed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, number 8 will
What?
shock you to your core.
All right, fire it at me.
FTL, faster than light.
Faster than light.
Yeah.
I
Um,
yeah, that's that's definitely a 180.
I love that game so much. That is like I don't even know when it came out. Um, I don't know when I started playing it. I just it feels like it's been there forever.
2012.
20 bloody hell, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
think it was that old.
now have you beaten it?
No.
No. Same here. I've put, I mean, probably about 20 hours into it,
Yeah.
which isn't loads, but still, yeah,
I
I
mean,
couldn't beat it.
I've not beat it. I think I've got close a couple of times, but it's one of those things that it's such it's like it's the simplest thing of like you look at one screen and it's just your ship, you know, and
Yeah.
it's there's nothing complicated to it. My laptop can run it,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you know when I think that's partially a reason why I love it. It's like one of those just pick up and go things. I wish it was on the Switch because it
Yeah,
would be
that's a good
perfect
show.
for that.
I mean, it's the charm of, they call them roguelikes,
Mm.
and it's where every time you play it, it's like you get different items, different
Right. Yeah.
scenarios app. So, um, Binding of Isaac,
Yeah, I like that.
that sort of style where you can restart over and over, and the beginning will always be different.
Right, yeah. No, that I think I remember Binding of Isaac. I think I don't know if I have it, but I definitely played it at some point.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you
but
played, their sequel, Into the Breach?
no.
Well, it's not FTL, but it's another game that's the sort of the same concept.
Oh, okay.
It's a turn-based, like you're in mechs and you're controlling their power and everything and against these aliens.
Oh, that sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, you should give it a go. It's I think even more difficult than FTL.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I just love FTL. It's so fun to play, and like I said, I've never finished it, but I don't really care because,
Mm.
like you said, it just every time you play it, there's something different, and I love just the details of like you can change the names of your crew. You know, like
Oh,
that is
yeah.
just such a simple thing, but it adds so much to it because then you can go, all right, well, it's me and me mates or whatever. You know, it's like Sims and stuff. That's what the appeal of
Yeah.
that is, isn't it?
And then when they die, it's tragic.
Yeah, or you like it. You know, it depends how sadistic you are.
Have you played, XCOM?
No, I think I tried XCOM once and I didn't like it because I'm not a massive fan of turn based,
Right.
and I think the reason I like FTL is that it is quite quick. And you have the pause thing, so you if you
Yeah,
wanna
that
do
definitely
stuff, you can
helps.
pause it. I think that's what kind of sells it for me. Because if it
Yeah.
was a bit more, um, like, classically turn-based, I think I
Mm.
the problem with those is I think I get bored with it because it's too slow.
That's fair. Yeah, because FTL, I forgot that it is just all in real time, but you like
Mm,
press spacebar to pause,
yeah.
and you have to sort of figure it out on the go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the challenge of that is really, entertaining to
Mm.
play, and I just love it. It's so
Yeah. All right. Well, now I definitely have no clue what's coming.
good.
So,
Um,
that was 8, wasn't it?
yeah, that was number
So,
8.
number 7.
Number 7 is God of War, the new one.
Don't get me started.
What, in a good way or a bad
In a
way?
good way. I could
Oh,
go on about
okay.
that game for so long,
Oh, maybe you should.
but
You
no,
probably
I'll let you. I'll let you.
okay. Um, basically, I this was like so as I've said, I played quite a lot when I was younger, and then I took like a massive break from it.
Mhm.
And then the one
What
game that got
games or
me
God of War?
no, just games in general.
Yeah.
And the one game that got me back into it was God of War.
Really?
Yeah, because I was looking for something to play when I had loads of time.
Yeah.
And I think it had come out a few months earlier to when I'd played it.
Yeah.
It was probably on sale. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll pick it up.
Mhm.
And I'd seen like gameplay of it with the axe and things, and I was like, that does look cool. And then I played it, and and like almost instantly, which never really happens with me, I was like, oh my
Mhm.
god, it's great. Like I'm hooked. Um, like
It's
the
it's weird to say, but the way it's filmed is
yeah,
amazing. Even though it's a game, but it is actually handheld if you watch it.
yeah, and it is in it all like one long
Is yeah,
take
most of
kind
it
of
is one. like the moment you press the start button for the game, it's when he
Yeah.
has his axe in the tree and it like goes straight into the game.
Mm. It's a really well-made thing, and, like, I didn't think the campaign would interest me that much because, um, I have, like, this weird thing that I'd sort of try not to tell people because people get angry, but I have, like, a problem, and I don't really like mythical things, whether it's, like, stories or worlds or whatever. Like, I'm not
Right.
a
Because
huge
people will
fan.
say, "Well, there's different genres of fantasy."
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. This is probably like you're gonna get a lot of hate. I don't really like Lord of the Rings.
I'm gonna have to end this call. No, no, it's fine.
And like I can't really say that because I've only seen bits and I've seen like the first and third Hobbit. And like
Right.
just from what I know of the world and stuff like that
Mhm.
doesn't really interest me, like fantasy.
Yeah.
Um it's why I never really wanted to play like World of Warcraft and things.
I think I know what you're getting at, and it's more if there's a good story, you'll still enjoy it. Like, it takes place over a couple days? I
Yeah,
think
something like that.
yeah, where it's literally just you start the game where they look at the top of a mountain and they're like, "That's where we're heading."
Yeah. And then you go there, and it's about the relationship of you as Kratos and your
Mm.
son. I can't think what he's called.
Atreus.
That's the one. Um,
So, what have you played the previous games?
no, I literally didn't know anything going
Oh,
into it, and I was just like, "This looks fun. I'll play it."
yeah.
And then, like you said, like the elements of the gameplay with the axe and everything is so good, and the sound design on that is amazing. And also just like the story and I was getting into that. And then the graphics were really nice, and it, like you said, the way it was shot is well, shot is amazing. And like I was just into it at that point, and then I got through it pretty quick, I think.
Same.
And I finished it, and I was like, oh, I could kill to play like a sequel to this right now.
I completed it, late last year,
Mhm.
and not even joking, not a week goes by where I don't think about the game at some point. The story really stuck with me, and
Yeah. I
also
mean,
no
some of the
yeah, it's fine.
fights, as well with the first one with
Mm,
like the I can't
Balder.
that's it. Um, it's so good. Like you're crashing through like the house and stuff.
You literally took what I was about to say because the best way I could describe the fights is like a Dragon Ball or some over the top
Yeah,
anime where every punch sends you like flying across
yeah.
the sky and it's so over the top.
And like because I had no like clue of what the game was or anything. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Right.
I just assumed it was like a Lord of the Rings type thing.
So
I
did you
sort
not
of
even know that he's the Greek god of war and wasn't meant to be there?
no. I mean, I think there's like a prologue.
Right.
And that gave me enough to be like, you know, uh, to sort of like get into it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know anything, and then like all of a sudden there's like gods throwing each other about, and I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, that was like that. I think is my favorite PS4 release, um, and I'm glad
Yeah,
that the
I
new
agree.
are like backwards compatible.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I managed to play it at 4K, and I can't explain how good that game looks.
Yeah, I bet. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, I can like imagine going back and playing that sort of every couple of years.
Yeah, I think the same.
Hmm.
Okay, so we'll move on to number 6 now, I believe, or was that 6?
That was 7. We're on to 6.
We're on to 6 now. When you're
6.
hosting, your mind's your mind's going all over the place.
You're bloody worried about Craig.
Oh, yeah, Craig's the name of the bot that's, like, recording us, and we
Yeah, he's
buddy
doing
Craig
a.
keeps, running
Mm,
away.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about him at the minute. He's just sort of looking at me like dead expression.
Yeah, his image is like a bear that just stares at you.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Anyway,
um, number 6 is Halo Reach.
Halo game.
Yeah.
Hmm. So
Um,
you went from a Sony exclusive to now an
yeah,
Xbox.
yeah. I've that was completely on purpose, obviously. Um, yeah, I was a little bit of a Halo fan. Um,
Just a little.
yeah, just a bit. I mean, I I think the first one I played was Halo 3 ODST.
Mhm.
Um, I still don't know what the ODST stands for.
I've never played a Halo game, so
Oh,
I couldn't
wow.
tell you. Yeah, I know, for the amount of games I've played,
Yeah.
that's like the one of the biggest that I've never touched.
Is that like just because you against an Xbox like
Oh, no,
stuff
I had a
or
360 for a long
okay.
while. I don't know, yeah, it just never appealed to me, even though I'm sure I would love it. It's
Yeah.
probably the campaign. The multiplayer doesn't really interest me.
Ah, I see. The multiplayer is half the reason it.
I mean, I know at the time
Mm,
Reach's multiplayer was huge.
yeah. I mean, again, way back when, um, sort of, it's about the same time I'd play like Portal and stuff. Is like I'd go and
Mhm.
play Halo, and I remember I finished the campaign, and the campaign's actually pretty good. This, I think, from what I remember, it's a bit repetitive, in
Right.
terms of missions and stuff. But like the Forge on multiplayer,
Mhm.
um, I don't know if you know what it is.
It's sort of like build your own level type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. That was like so cool because you could just build like a base with your mate, um, and then he could go and build something, and then you just have a big battle, and you could fly about, and it was just so fun. Like again, it was one of the social things that you could play with
Gary's
your mate.
mod-esque.
Yeah, some would say it's almost like Garry's Mod, uh, but obviously it's like built into this like really good shooter as well.
Yeah.
I'd never really played a lot of the proper multiplayer.
Mm.
Um, I did a bit. There was a couple of cool game mods, and I remember you'd get like the best weapon in the game, which was like the electric sword thing.
Right.
I can't remember what it's called, but like you'd have that, and it's basically a lightsaber, and you can just go around and like slice through people. It was it's so satisfying.
Have you kept up with the games?
Well, because I loved Reach
Mm.
when 4 came out, I again pre-ordered.
Yeah. Ah,
I think this was the
I
game
I've heard
that
mixed things about that one.
yeah, this was definitely a mistake to pre-order because I pre-ordered it and it came like on the day of the release, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh my god!" I got home from school and I like installed it, and I played it, and it was like the novelty of it being Halo wore off, and I was just like, "This is a bit crap," because it was again, it like took all the worst stuff of Reach, which was like the repetitiveness,
Mhm.
um, and used that. And then since then, I haven't kept up with it. I know, is it 5 that's coming out?
Um, Halo Infinite is next. I
Oh, it's
can't
5
remember if
already.
that might be 5. Oh, no, Halo 5 Guardians was the last one.
Yeah, I haven't played that.
When it comes to Halo, like, even though I haven't played it, obviously, I think everyone knows Master Chief
Yeah, he's one of
and
the gaming icons.
icons,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so I keep up to date on each one that comes out, even though I've never played them, just because it's such a big thing for everyone else that I'm like,
Right.
"Alright,
Okay.
well, they're all happy, and I'm glad they're happy."
I see. I see. Yeah, I like. I don't really have a desire to play any of the new ones, to be honest.
Mm,
Maybe if I went back and played Reach again, I'd probably sort of find the love for it again. But it
yeah.
is Reach is great, and I have such good memories of it.
Alright, so we'll move on to number 5, halfway there.
I feel like every time I end a segment, I just
Mm.
go, "It's a really good game." That's
Like,
it.
it's I just happen to like this game on my
Yeah.
list.
I should just say that up front, and then we can just speed through
It's good.
it. Number 5. Oh, yes, number 5 is, Far Cry 3.
Ah, I
Mm.
think a lot of people's first Far Cry,
Yes, my first Far Cry.
and mine as well.
Um, yeah, I think this was one that I saw on the internet, on YouTube and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, that
Ah.
looks cool."
Mhm.
And then I got it, and played it, and like it's great. I mean, I haven't played it recently, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it would hold up.
Oh,
Because
yeah, it
it
looks
didn't come out
great.
that long ago. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh,
Hang
did
on.
did
We're on
it?
Far Cry 5 now, so
Oh, bloody hell, we are.
Far Cry 3 was in 2012.
Oh, wow, okay.
2012 was hell of a year.
It really was. What else
There's
came out that year?
um
Good year. It was a good
Good year.
year. All I remember is the Avengers.
Was Portal 2 2011? Yeah, that was 2011. Alright, I was thinking 2011 because 2011 was Skyrim and Portal for me.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sure 2012 was a good year.
Yeah, it had plenty.
Uh, but yeah, fuck. I remember playing it. You know, you had the whole thing of like, I think actually fun
Mm.
fact. I think the way I played it was, do you remember when Netflix used to rent things out, like
Well, I'll give you
DVDs?
DVDs, yeah.
Yeah, I did it through there. I think I got it through
Huh,
Netflix.
that's
Um,
wait, they did games?
yeah, it was either Netflix or Blockbuster, but I'm pretty sure it was Netflix.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah. And I got Far Cry 3 through that,
yeah.
and I played that, and oh, it's so good. I mean, the open world thing was like new to me at that point. Um, so that was like really cool because I hadn't really played a lot of GTA or anything.
Yeah.
Um, so that was amazing. And then like I loved the gameplay, and I didn't mind the like classic Ubisoft like checkpoint thing, so you can see the map.
Well, it wasn't worn out at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly. And like
Far
the shooting
Cry
was great.
1 and especially 2, like 2 had great gameplay, but 3 was the one where it took the charm of Far Cry and added a really good story into it.
Mm,
So you had Vass, the villain,
yeah, oh, he's
and like
good.
yeah, the actor for that is amazing.
I wonder what he's doing now.
He was on Better Call Saul.
Oh, there you go. He's
Yeah,
doing well then.
he is.
Um, yeah, I really like Far Cry 3. I've not. I think I tried to go back and play 2,
Mm.
um, and I don't really remember much of that, so I mustn't have got far.
What
Um,
about the later ones?
well, yeah, I so again, because I loved Far Cry 3 so much,
Yeah.
I pre-ordered Far Cry 4.
Pre-order.
um, and I think I think I played like a few hours of the campaign, and I just
Mhm.
wasn't really into it.
I've
Um,
restarted that game like 10 times,
yeah,
while
I think
trying
it's
to get
difficult to get into.
I really enjoy the opening, which is like an hour long, but once you get into the open world, it something about the deserted island of 3
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
found a
say
lot
that
better.
because the setting of 4 is it like the Himalayas?
Yeah. I
Yeah, and
mean, it
like that
looks
is just
amazing.
yeah, it does. That was when I first got my computer and it was like to a decent standard. I
Yeah.
played that game on like max, and it was like, oh
Mm.
my god, the grass is like single, you know.
Blades.
Yeah. um, yeah, and like so I never really got it far into it. I could just never get into it as much. However,
Mm.
the multiplayer was so much better than 3 because it actually was open world multiplayer.
Oh, the, co-op on
Yeah.
4. Yeah, yeah. I don't think did 3 even have co-op?
Yeah, it had, co-op, but it was, like, rail missions.
Ugh.
It was pretty bad. It's
Yeah,
not bad, it's just it's not as good.
yeah.
You want that sandbox to play around in, um, and that's what 4 had, and I don't know about any of the new ones. I think I played an hour of 5 and didn't like it.
Yeah, I've not touched 5 yet.
And then there's a new one that came out last year called, New Dawn, and I think that's a sequel to 5.
It is sort of like it takes the map of 5 and just sort of, like, spices up a bit of post-apocalyptic
Yeah, okay.
things. Yeah. Again, I've heard, like, mixed.
Apparently Primal's good, but I've not played that
Yeah,
one.
the, sort of caveman type one.
Yeah. But, I never played that. But
What
apparently
about,
that's the best one since
Blood
3.
Dragon?
Oh, Blood Dragon's so good. That was I think, like, when I got it on my computer, like, when I years later, when I actually bought it and
Yeah.
didn't just steal it from Netflix,
Uh-huh.
um, I think Blood Dragon, that came with it as a bundle, and I played that, and oh, it's so good. It's so silly and fun.
It's so over the top, but
Yeah,
that was its charm.
it's a really cool additional, like little game. Because it takes all the good stuff of 3,
Mm.
but it basically turns it into like a Terminator, like 80s action thing, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's good.
I I, uh, I never completed it, but I really wanna go back to that.
Yeah, I'd love to go back and play that because I don't think I got very far into it.
Mm.
But I'd be very open to do that because it is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Far
Also
Cry 3, good game.
a good game, is it?
Good game, I like it.
Also, games that came out in 2012,
Mhm.
Dishonored, Mass Effect 3,
Uh-huh.
The Walking Dead,
Oh, the
Borderlands
Telltale
2,
one.
the Telltale one.
Oh, I haven't put that on my list.
Let me rub something out.
Oh, that's well annoying.
So yeah,
I love
there
that game.
I do as well.
The first season,
Mm.
only. I haven't liked
I
any of
agree.
those.
I wouldn't say I disliked the others, but
I don't dislike them, but I don't like them.
there's Lee was such a good
Well,
character. It's
he
not the
is
same without him.
that first season is, like, such a perfect thing, and you don't expect the end,
No.
at the time
But
anyway, you didn't,
even though I like his character so much, I wouldn't want the end to change.
oh, no,
Just
I'm happy it ends the way it
yeah.
does. I just then don't wanna play as Clementine for 5 seasons and a spin-off or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Okay,
anyway, swiftly moving on.
on to
What
number 4.
So, 4 is GTA 5 because
Ooh.
obviously. I mean,
Now, I mean, you obviously can like both, but
yeah.
is that for the online or the single player?
Ooh. I mean, it's a mix.
It's a mix,
Recently
yeah.
online,
Mhm.
back when it came out, obviously the single player, because
Yeah.
that was, the whole thing of like having 3 characters was really cool.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
However, now I feel like if I were to play it again, there's obvious flaws because like there would be out of 3, if it gives me 3 storylines, I'm gonna
Mhm.
prefer one over another one. So every time I'm like with a character that I like less, I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, I wish I was doing, Michael quests or whatever."
Yeah, I get that. I've done the campaign like 5 times, I think.
Okay.
I love it so much
Yeah.
just because I agree with what you're saying where sometimes you just wanna go back to another character,
Mm.
but each of them are different enough to where
Yeah.
I can really enjoy the, like, change of tone with each one.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
I
you
mean
find you naturally play more chaotically when you're playing as Trevor,
oh, really?
like, at least for me.
Yeah.
Like, I sort of change with each character I become.
That's cool. I mean, I hadn't I again, I haven't played the campaign in a while. I think
Yeah.
I played it originally on 360,
Mhm.
and then when it came out on PC, I pre-ordered it, and that was a good decision this time.
Yeah.
I preloaded it onto my computer, and then as soon as it like hit midnight, I was on like Skype with a bunch of people, and we all
Mhm.
went to play it. And everyone else's was fine, but mine just wouldn't open. I had to reinstall it, and it took like a day because it was like 80 gigs, and I had terrible internet.
Yeah. It's like bloody Rockstar launcher.
I know. Oh, there's so many bad launches and stuff. Anyway,
So, I'm interested in what you think of the online.
yeah. So again, back when I actually played it a lot, um, I played quite a lot of the campaign, and
Mhm.
then I didn't touch the multiplayer as much. Like I'd go on it with a couple of mates every now and then,
Yeah.
and we'd like drive around and blow stuff up and what you do. But recently, I've been getting a bit more into it because there's like so again with the whole Garry's mod thing, there's quite a few options you can do. So we've been going on an IP server recently.
That's the hot new thing at the moment.
Yeah, and like that is actually really funny.
Mm.
Um, and I wish I could sort of do it a bit more and find a decent one because every time you go on one, like you die and then you sort of get fed up. But
Yeah.
um, I think it's just so funny because you just get stupid people on it, and you have to, call people on the phone to talk to them and stuff. And I think it's just really funny.
Well, funny enough, online, like GTA 5, I love the campaign so much, but
Yeah.
the online I could never get into because I felt like
Uh,
every time I joined an online session, it was basically just a death match
yeah.
where I wanted that sort of role play aspect to it.
Yeah. See, I think that's why I like the IP stuff because it's more of just like a game that you can go on that's kind of like real life, and you can just sort of do whatever on it. Whereas I sort of like count that as a separate game. Whereas like GTA Online is you go
Mm.
on it to just kill people and blow stuff up.
Yeah, so I definitely should try that out because I think that's pretty much what I wanted from the start.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it quite a
Mm,
lot because it is fun.
yeah.
But yeah, I like GTA 5. I think I mean, I can't say much about it because everyone knows it's GTA 5. It was such a
It still
staple.
holds, like, one of
Yeah,
the best-selling games each month to this day.
it's crazy. It's such a massive thing. And how long ago did it come out now? Was it 2013?
Really? Was it that long? I know it was a
I feel
while.
like originally that
'Cause,
was when
I
it came.
mean, I didn't get it on the original consoles.
Mm,
I got it when it came out on, like, PlayStation 4 and all that.
right, yeah.
Yeah, 2013.
Blimey heck.
Like, it still feels quite modern and looks quite modern.
It looks great. Like the I don't know about the newer console versions, but like the
Mm.
PC version looks great.
Oh, that
Um,
was, like, 2015 it came out, or 16 even on the
yeah,
console. Oh, no,
something like that.
PC.
But yeah, I think it's such a staple in like gaming now that you can't escape it. Like even people that don't game, like um just like casual people, everyone plays GTA. It's
Oh,
GTA.
yeah. Yeah, it's GTA. Did you play the older games?
No, I've played 4.
Mm.
I used to play a bit of that, like, on the online more than the story because I remember the story being pretty bad. Um, or, like, I just didn't like it. It's probably a bit rude to just be like, "It's
Probably should
bad."
everyone listening who loves it.
Yeah. Um,
I've heard that
and
San Andreas was, like, one of the better ones around that era.
yeah, I haven't that's the thing, I haven't played, like, the older ones, like the San Andreas and Vice City and stuff.
Yeah.
I've, like, sort of gone on them, and, like, I remember playing them at, like, a mate's house and making
Mhm.
cars fly and stuff with cheats, but that's all I have of those.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, 5, I think I mean, I can't really say because I haven't played the others, but I think 5 is probably the, like, most perfect game, you know?
Yeah, I get that because for me, I went into GTA 5 going off the stereotypes of a GTA game,
Yeah.
which is just picking up hookers, killing them,
Yeah.
like, just going on a manic spree, and so the story I really didn't expect, and
Mm.
it, like, captured me pretty quickly, especially with all the different characters.
Yeah, there's that, like, universal GTA, which is really cool. Like I said,
Yeah,
everyone plays it, and like anyone can well, as long as you're over 18.
yes, and a good Christian won't.
Yes, yes. It's just so cool. And again, at the time, it was like this revolutionary thing, and now it's like it still holds up, and it doesn't feel dated at all, and like
No, it doesn't.
it looks great, and it always, well, pretty much runs really well, and I just hope the new one, if there's like whenever the new one's
In
gonna be,
10 years' time.
yeah, I hope it is different enough, like 5 was.
Yeah, I mean, 3 was revolutionary for because
Mm,
the first 2 were they top-down? GTA 2. Yeah, they were like a top-down game
right,
on the
okay,
PlayStation, and then 3 completely turned it into this 3D open
yeah,
world, and then 4, I believe, was a long time after that, so that wasn't as big a jump, but it
mhm,
still was, like, at the time, a big
yeah,
deal,
I'm
and then
sure it
f
was.
yeah, 5, I mean, you compare what open when was Far Cry
Well
3?
done.
That was 2012, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So this came out 1 year after Far Cry 3, and although Far Cry 3 looks amazing, in terms of an open world where there's just cars driving around
Mhm.
and people walking about, it was just a big deal.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like yeah, and I just hope, like with the new one, I want. I don't know what I want from it because that's the
Mm.
thing with like Rockstar. It's like I'm just hoping they invent a thing that's like
Yeah,
something I have no idea about, and I go, oh, that's really cool. It's like you can sit here and go, oh, I want to be able to go in all the shops, like or all the buildings, and it's like,
mm,
okay, but I mean, sure, I guess if you want, you probably get bored if you've been in 5.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I want them to do that thing again, and I'm like skeptical. Um,
I mean, they've got a pretty good track record,
but yeah, they do.
but so if there's anyone I trust to make another good game, it'd be them.
It would be Ubisoft. I mean, it would be Rockstar.
Ubisoft. It wouldn't be Ubisoft. Okay, so that was our number 4. We
hmm
move on to the final 3.
Top 3. Oh,
Now, are you like me and my previous guest, where we said our top 3 could change like every week in terms of what comes at first?
no,
No?
no.
Okay. You're set?
With my when I did my list, the
Mhm.
top 3 was the first 3 that I put in.
But, like, you know what is number 3, or do you think sometimes, "Oh, that could actually be my top?"
No, I number 3 is number 3, and number 2 will
It is number 3.
2, and number 1 will always be number 1.
Alright. Fire 'em
Unless
at me.
by some miracle something came out that
Okay.
trumped all of them, but I doubt.
Impossible.
I would
The
mark my words.
the few years left, the few years you have left in life.
Yeah, exactly. I am a 50-year-old man. Um, so number 3 is
Mhm.
Fallout 4.
Ooh.
Um,
So, firstly,
hmm.
I agree. That is a good choice.
You agree that is my 3rd
I
favorite?
agree it is your 3rd, I'm telling you. No, in terms of because a lot of people frown on 4 because compared to Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, which came
Mhm.
before, it's a lot more linear and less like there's dialogue options, but it's in 4, it's very much be good or just
Yeah,
be, like, bad, but you don't get any quests for it, and everyone just treats you like shit.
yeah.
So you have to pretty much be good.
Right, okay, see, this is where the genius of my intellect comes in because 'cause I'd never played any of them.
Right.
I remember my mate always used to love 3, New Vegas even.
Mhm.
And I remember, like, looking at it and going, I don't know." And again, I wasn't into, like, RPG stuff.
Yeah, I think New
Bec
Vegas was one of my first big RPGs, and I love that one.
so yeah, I still haven't played it to this day.
Mm.
And I wasn't I'm still kind of not into RPGs that much. Like, if it's, like, got a cool concept or something, then yeah, or it has to be, like, special, you know?
I mean,
Um,
Fallout certainly has a unique concept.
yeah, I love it. But yeah, I got Fallout 4, and I played it for a couple of hours, back sort of roughly when it came out,
Mhm.
and I just didn't like it. I was like, "No, this is everything that I thought it would be," like, eh.
Right, yeah.
And then I left it for, like, 2 years, and then I realized I still had it, so I came back to it. I'll give it a go, and then I played it and I loved it. Like, once I got past the beginning, and the
Mhm.
beginning's good, I don't know what was wrong with me. I think I was just being stubborn. Um, Once I got past it, I was like, "Oh, this is really fun because there's, like, a bit of customization and, like, I played as, like, a character and I, like, really committed to it, you know?"
Yeah.
And that just kind of adds to the enjoyment. And then with the modding and stuff coming in afterwards, I thought all that stuff was really cool. And I mentioned it before we were recording, but there's a Doctor Who mod which it gives you like um, a map at the beginning in like a bunker, and you've got to go follow this map to find like a TARDIS, and then you find the TARDIS, and you've got to read like a 20-page manual on how to fly it, and then you've got to actually fly it, and it just takes you wherever. And that's like another really fun thing to do with the game because it's just a completely different way of playing it then.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky when you think of mods because
Yeah.
it's like it's not made by the developers, so
No.
you give them the credit. But
Yeah.
but I mean,
But the base game anyway is
yeah, Bethesda, I think a lot of people have problems with them, especially recently.
yeah, with the new one.
But I think they make great base games
Mm.
that once everyone adds stuff onto it, it becomes amazing.
Yeah.
Because I play Fallout 4 with like 200 mods, and I think as you're describing with the Doctor Who thing,
Mm.
the moment that you have a character in mind and you start role playing, even if
Yeah.
you're on your own, so it's just all in your head pretty
Yeah.
much. But
It's
the
quite
moment you
sad
get
actually.
so the moment you get that, it's what the beauty of their games are because they don't there's not much in the base game to the
No,
point
no.
of you can kind of do whatever you want.
Mhm. Yeah, and then when you give yourself a goal or a story or like a thing, then you can
Yeah.
just do it, you know?
Mm.
But yeah, I do quite like the story of it and like the whole going to find your son that was taken. Um,
See, that's my problem with it, actually. I think a lot of people
okay.
weren't a fan of the story, but it's because the previous games actually, no, that's a lie. Fallout 3 is about finding your dad,
Right.
but your dad is played by Liam Neeson. So
Oh,
already it's a lot more intriguing
yeah.
than your baby. And
Right.
Fallout New Vegas is just you wake up after being shot on the head, and you could choose if you want to just find the guy who shot you as like
Oh,
a
okay.
vengeance mission, or you could just leave him be.
Right. Oh,
But
I
I
did
think the thing with 4 is that you're trying to find your baby, but I really don't really care. It's like
yeah, I
and so
mean,
I'll go farm, and I'm thinking, like, my baby's lost at the moment, but I'm just sort of like, I'm fetching this baseball bat for this guy, he's gonna pay me, like, 10
yeah.
caps for it.
I mean, I don't remember how invested I was, but I remember thinking the whole like, well, twist of it's the guy that
Yeah.
it's the old guy. It's like,
Mm.
I remember not being surprised and
Yeah.
that kind of. I like when you blow everything up. Spoiler alert for a game that's only
Yeah.
years old. I like when you blow it all up and stuff, and it gives you the choice. That I think is all really cool. And then even after, like I said, after the story, you get given this world and you just can't do whatever, like we said. Yeah, I just didn't think, like I said, I didn't like it. And then when I gave it another go, I really liked it. And it's one of those that I always go back to every now and then just to sort of mess about
Yeah,
in it.
I believe it stands as my most played game at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Because again, even though technically Fallout New Vegas is my favorite,
Hmm.
4 I mean, for one, it's a lot more modern, so
Yes.
just the way it plays with the guns,
Yeah.
like, Fallout 3, you can't even aim down the scope,
Oh,
it's very, like
that's questionable.
yeah, the, uh, the role playing in the game's amazing, but when it comes to actually shooting and combat, it's a bit
Right.
painful.
I see.
But Fallout 4, it gives you enough freedom where I can role play even if most of the time you have to stay good.
You do, yeah.
But in my head, I can still be the character I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you speaking of terrible pre-orders,
Oh god, yeah.
Fallout 76, did you pre-order that?
No.
No,
No, be proud. I didn't. I almost did.
I did.
Oh.
Well, we're in a do you know that tomorrow it's basically re-releasing?
Oh, what, really?
Because they've, completely well, alright. Hopefully, they've completely redone the game, and they've added
Oh.
NPCs into it, they've added loads of new missions, basically the main story is completely different now,
Oh,
and
wow.
tomorrow it's releasing on Steam, so
I did not know that.
I'm praying. It's a sort of fool me once, shame on you, but now it's a fool me twice,
Wait, so do you have to pay
shame
for it again?
no, I already
Oh,
own it, so yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah, it's not that bad,
No, I remember the
but
kickoff when that came out.
oh, that was That was
That was so
spicy.
bad. And then at E3 that year when he came on stage and he was like, "I know some of
Sorry.
you don't like it."
We've heard some reviews.
Yeah, some of them are mixed.
So obviously this is gonna come out after tomorrow, but
Yes.
it'd be interesting, like, if I were you, because it's online and I've played a lot of it, and
Mhm.
it's been like a year or two almost now, and it is definitely a lot better game than release. I mean, for
Okay.
starters, it's playable, so like the bugs that are on release, there was like 1,000 bugs.
Oh my
Well,
god.
there's a YouTube video that's like 1,001 bugs of Fallout 76,
Right.
and it's crazy. But I think you'd actually really enjoy it.
Yeah, I probably would. I didn't know
As
they were
much as
sort of vamping it.
as much as people like to hate on it, it's slowly getting there, and hopefully tomorrow with its
Tomorrow is the deadline. If they don't do it tomorrow,
yeah, I know. I'm saying hopefully tomorrow with their re-release,
yeah.
it'll take away the stigma of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I might check it out.
Yeah, if I was you, I'd have a
I might
look.
wait actually. I'll wait till
Yeah,
tomorrow and I'll see what.
don't pre-order that game
Yeah.
ever.
I think I'll never pre-order anything because I've learnt my mistakes. I've had many,
I
um,
used to think that way, but every now and then something comes along, and I'm like,
and
oh,
it tickles your fancy. You're like, "Oh, go on then."
yeah,
Yeah, I get that. I don't even think I pre-ordered, Spider-Man PS4, and I'm a big Spider-Man fan.
really.
Yeah. I don't even think I pre-ordered that. I think I just got it when it was out.
Mm. Is that your number two by any chance?
It's not,
All right.
nor is
So,
it my number one.
oh, so it's just
Yeah.
you throw that in there.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. It's
S
not a really good segment.
yeah. All right. So number two.
Yeah. Um, number 2 right, so with number 1 and number 2, I know I
Mhm.
said I know where they are.
But I lied.
No, I mean, like, recently, over the past, like, 5 years, so that's
Mhm.
recently for me.
Yeah.
Um, number 1, has sort of number 1 probably wasn't and number 2 was number 1.
Right.
But now it's like, I've come to realize I've figured it out. So
Mhm.
number 2 is Shadow of the Colossus.
Really? I mean, no one will argue that, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone yeah.
I think
I have not played it, but everyone who has played it has told me to play it.
Ben, play it.
So
It's
convince me. What's
okay, so imagine
mhm.
you're I'm assuming you've seen gameplay and stuff, but imagine
I
you're
know or well, what I know is that you're a small man on a horse
yes.
fighting Colossus, which are
Yeah.
these giant statue monster things,
Yeah.
and
So
you climb on them and stab them.
I mean, basically, you've sold me my dream there. It's the thing that I love about it is I played it when I was a bit younger on the PS2,
Mhm.
and then obviously I was so happy it got like a remastered version. The
Yeah.
camera's still awful, which they didn't fix, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's on newer consoles and stuff, and it looks so good. And even back on the PS2, it looked amazing because
Mm.
the Colossi um, all have like fur and stuff. Because
Yeah.
the way you get on them is like you kind of climb them.
Yeah.
Um, the music is probably my favorite soundtrack in any game ever.
Really? Because
Um,
I've heard that a lot from
yeah.
people, but I've never listened to it.
Well, I wouldn't just listen to it, but if you
Mm.
play the game, obviously you'll notice it.
Yeah.
Um, it adds so much. Like even the somber stuff when you're just kind of like going around trying to find the Colossus
Mhm.
is great. But then like when you're like one of the greatest gaming moments is like when you're just on a Colossus and you're stabbing it and the music's like soaring
Right.
and it's like trying to fling you off. Oh, it's so good. And the sense of scale is amazing and it's great. And like the story is very loose. Like it's kind of just a reason to go and kill big things.
Yeah.
But it's got quite a nice like ending, and you're doing
Mm.
it for a reason. It's not just they throw you in and go kill a bunch of stuff. There is a kind of a reason for it, which I appreciate.
It's So it seems to me a very simple game, but not in a bad way, but,
Yeah.
like,
I
that's
mean, it
part of the
is.
charm
Yeah.
of
It's
'cause
simple, but it's not easy.
oh, yeah.
Um,
I
it's
guess this isn't a very good comparison, but
yeah.
the reason I like Monster Hunter is because
Mhm.
instead of going through a level killing loads of small enemies, it's here's like half an hour of fighting just one big enemy.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And I'm assuming it's kind of like that, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, obviously, as you go throughout the game, they get a bit harder,
Mm,
and you're given it's like I guess it is kind of open world. You're given this map, which is, like, relatively big,
yeah.
and every time, you move on to the next Colossus, you have to go and find it, and you have a sword, which
Mm,
when you point up at the sun, it, like, guides you.
as
Um,
they do.
yeah, as all swords do. Um, and so you've gotta go find them, and every one that you find there'll be, like, one that's, like, in a lake, and you've gotta figure out how you're gonna get to it and climb it when it's in a lake. Or, like, there's one in a bunch of ruins, and then you use some of the ruins to build up, like, the levels so you could go
So
up
it's got
to
puzzle aspects.
yeah. Um, and, it makes every single Colossus that you fight interesting
Mm,
because it's not just the same thing.
right.
Um, and it's just so good. And even the horse, Aggro, he's great. He's just sort of a little horse, but he's
Just
good.
does his thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good game. And it's one of those that again, I go back sort of every now and then and I play it. And it never
How
gets
long
old.
is it?
Um I think there's like I want to say there's about 12 Colossi.
Yeah,
I don't know if Colossi is the right word. I'm just using it to sort of sound smart.
Colossi.
Colossi. um, yeah, I think there's about 12. So I mean, probably about that many hours. It probably takes about an hour, 40
Right.
minutes to do one
Yeah.
because you've got to obviously find it and then fight it. And,
Mm. I
um,
mean, yeah, I definitely it's on my list of things to play.
you should definitely play it,
Yeah.
and you should definitely stream it as well.
What you mean on twitch.tv/dropped ice cream?
That's exactly what I mean. How did
Oh,
you know?
wow.
Um, yeah, because that'd be a great thing to watch.
Mm,
Someone else play it, especially for me who loves it and stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, great game, great game.
A good game, is it?
It
A
no,
a
it's a
great
great game.
You're
They've got
getting
to the
that by
top
the
three
list,
now,
yeah.
so they're great game.
So
Uh,
to number 1.
yeah, number one. What's
So
it
were
gonna
you
be?
saying, Shadow of the Colossus was your number 1 for a while?
Yeah, so
Mm.
like GTA is like a perfect game in terms of like I don't know how to describe it. When you think of the word game, I think of GTA, you know?
Mhm.
Whereas Shadow of the Colossus is a perfect thing. Like, it's just an experience.
Media.
Yeah, it's a perfect media. Um, and I always, thought that. And then sort of as time has gone on, there's this other game
Mhm.
which is
Nintendogs.
it's Nintendogs. I just can't get enough of the little border collies. No, there's this other game, and like religiously every single year I will
Mhm.
play it and, like, finish it.
Ooh.
And I've done that for a few years now.
Yeah.
And it's not perfect. I know it's not perfect, but that's what makes it special.
Oh, it's not Nintendogs then.
It's
That
not
is that
Nintendo.
is perfect.
Yeah. So what do you think it is? If
You
you could choose
play it
any
a game you play every year.
Hmm,
See, because I also have a couple games I play every year.
okay.
One of them is GTA 5. The other one is BioShock Infinite.
Oh, yeah.
Um, by your response, I'm guessing that isn't it.
It's not that, but that is a good game.
Um, is it a Mario?
It's not a Mario.
And then I don't know.
Alright. It is, drum roll,
Mhm.
Spider-Man 2 for PS2.
Oh.
Yeah.
I I would never have guessed.
No, I know. I don't know why I asked you.
Shoot.
So this game, as you noticed, I said earlier, Spider-Man's big. I like
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
you gave me a little hint there, a little
I gave
teaser.
you 2 hints. I even told you I still have my PS2.
Yeah,
Um, but this is my first memory of playing games is this game.
right.
I would be sat in my little room at home playing Spider-Man 2 all day, every day. Um,
Dark and
and
small.
yeah, and I think I was 50 at that back. Uh, but yeah, my first memories of games is this game, and sort of for the past few years, like I said, I've religiously plugged in my PS2 and I've sat down for a few days and just played the
Yeah.
story out. Um, we don't talk about Spider-Man 3 for the PS2 because we don't talk about that game.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's not perfect. The camera again, camera controls are awful. Um,
I do remember owning it. I just can barely remember. Like, I couldn't tell you any story. It's just when I look at screenshots, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that rings a bell.
yeah, I mean, the story was loosely the film. So
Right.
like it was that time when like there was movie tie-ins,
Mm-hmm.
kind of the story of the film, but it's also got a bunch of extra stuff.
Because
Um,
usually, obviously, because the film wouldn't have been released when they started developing the game,
yeah.
they would give them like an early script to work on. So quite often, games that were based on movies around that time
Mhm.
were like the actual game was vastly different because there'd be scenes that were cut from the film and everything.
Right, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. I mean, like I said, the story kind of follows the movie in terms of you've got everything from the movie. Like the whole stuff with Doc Ock is in there, and like
Yeah.
that is the end. Like that's the last sort of big mission is you find
Mm.
a warehouse and get Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Um, but it's also got like side quests with Mysterio, which was the
Really?
first time that I'd met that I'd been introduced to that character.
Yeah.
Which is why I was happy that he's in the newer movie.
Yeah.
Um,
In a
but
way.
yeah, well, yeah, kind of. um, and like, yeah, it has like side quests with that. It has um like one of the first missions is with Rhino.
Mm.
It has Black Cat in it with a very, very non-PG model, which can I say at the time I probably loved it, but
It was
it's
a different
probably not
age.
good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, anyway, um,
Mhm. It was a Tomb Raider era. Well, actually, no,
yes,
Tomb Raider was a lot before that, but still.
it's still that.
Yeah.
They must have got the same guy, just a big perv. But yeah, I mean, I those missions with Black Cat, you just sort of follow her on rooftops, and they're a bit of a pain. But
Yeah.
like, I just love it, and I don't really get bored playing it, even though there are some missions which aren't as good.
Mm.
Shocker's in it, and you fight Shocker a few times. There's so
Yeah.
much in it that every time I play it, I forget things, and I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I forgot about that." And also, the voice acting isn't great, but it's Tobey Maguire, and
Is it?
yeah, it's Tobey Maguire, and I think Kirsten Dunst.
Huh.
I don't think Harry is the same.
He's not,
James
what's his
Franco,
James
no,
Franco.
I don't think he is.
I imagine he was a
Um,
bit busy.
yeah, I mean, at the time, what was he doing? Probably Pineapple Express. um, yeah, I adore that game, and the web swinging.
Mm.
While Spider-Man for the PS4 is, like, refined,
Yeah.
there's just something about Spider-Man 2, which is, like, you could just be flung. Like, if you get it wrong, you just, like, hit a building 10 miles away,
Yeah.
right? I
See,
like that it's got the margin for error.
what I find interesting is usually that type of game, people will say, "Oh, I loved it as a child growing up. I haven't
Mm,
played it for years, but just my memories of it are great."
yeah.
So I'm surprised that you keep playing it and it still holds up.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. I know it, like, wouldn't
Yeah.
for other
Right.
people, like, I know, like, someone would go back and play it and go, "This is crap," because the
Mm.
camera's awful and the story isn't great and whatever, but there's just the nostalgic attachment to it probably blinds me a bit, but also, um, I do just genuinely love that game, and it's the only game that I've ever played that I've, like, genuinely gone, "This is definitely so
This is
good,
art.
and I know, yeah, yeah, and I want to play it. Like Shadow of the Colossus is art, but
Yeah.
Spider-Man is my art.
Spider-Man 2, the PS2.
Yeah, yeah, specifically PS2 because there was an
Mm.
awful release of it on PC, which is a completely different game.
DS got a version.
Oh bloody hell!
Um, I assume the same version was on the original Xbox. I know one
Yeah,
did
the
release on that.
Xbox and the PS2 was the same game.
Right.
I can't imagine the DS one was.
No, I don't think so.
But the PC version is like it's not really the web swinging is completely different.
Right.
You have to like there's like floating webs in the sky and you've got to click them and then it like
Ugh.
animation. It's
That's like the
horrible.
one thing you need to get right.
Yeah, right. Um, and then yeah, the sequel Spider-Man 3 came out.
Yeah.
Um, and like the movie, it was probably slightly disappointing.
Just like did you pre-order it?
No, but I remember going to Woolworths when I was around
Yeah.
and getting it in there. It's probably fine. I just remember it being really hard
Yeah. I
compared
mean,
to
they
2,
were back
but
then.
oh, yeah.
I mean, for me, the only thing I can really compare would be Simpsons Hit and Run
Oh,
for me,
yes.
because
Yes.
that game I don't think holds up because it is so difficult. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've tried it again since, like,
I
back in the
haven't.
days.
I remember watching, like, a playthrough of it, a
It
few years ago, and
Yeah.
it is really
It,
difficult.
like it was back in the day where they're like, "We need a new level. Let's just take a race. Unless you do it perfectly, you are not passing this level."
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's stuff I think in like that in Spider-Man 2,
Mm,
but yeah, Simpsons Hit and Run, that was a good one, but yeah, Jesus. I don't wanna try it now.
yeah.
I'm scared.
I mean, it still holds up with the voice acting and
Oh, I
everything.
bet, yeah. 'Cause it's all I imagine even the side characters and stuff,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
just all the same.
That's cool.
Alright, well, yeah, that took a turn at the end.
It did.
You
It did,
started off with a lot of online, and then
yeah.
Spider-Man PS2, this is the grand finale.
Yeah, this is
It's
probably slightly under
I mean, oh, no, like, I'm pretty sure it's highly rated. Hang on, Spider-Man 2.
oh, yeah, it must be. If it's not,
It's
I'll feel bad.
yeah. Um, 93% liked this video game on Google users. Let's just go
Nice.
let's go by that.
I am that 93%.
You can buy it on Amazon for, £53.
Blimey heck, really?
Yeah.
I'm glad I still have it though.
Yeah, you ever down on your luck, you got a bit of money there.
Oh, I don't think I could.
No?
I mean, that's also the reason why I always kept my PS2 because I'm like,
Mm,
if I ever get rid of it,
you can't play?
I can't play it. I mean, I could probably get an emulator or some of it.
Alright, well, thank you for that journey we just went on.
That's alright. It probably went on a tangent quite a
No,
lot,
it's
but
great because, I mean, I've been worried that people will come with the same kind of games,
right, yeah.
but at the moment, I've had no overlap, so no
Oh, that's
one said
cool.
the same game twice.
That's good then. I'm glad I can do that for you then.
Yeah. Alright, is there anything you wanna plug?
Um, spend £53 on Spider-Man 2.
Mhm,
Uh, also, you need to play Shadow of the Colossus.
mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, I've got a Twitter.
You got a film?
Oh yeah, I got my film. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, you might wanna
Um,
promote that.
so I have made. Well, you helped. Made a
I'll st
movie.
I'll stuck a boom in people's faces.
Yeah, and it was lovely, and you did a very good job.
Did I?
You did, yeah.
Alright, I was
Um,
paranoid about that.
oh no, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I made a short film called
Mhm.
Salisbury Paranormal, and it follows a girl called Angela who finds out when her mother dies, which happens at the beginning of the film. She goes to talk to her dad about it, and he's missing. Um, and then she is introduced to a character called Wolf, and he's a paranormal detective guy, and he says basically everything is aliens. And I think your dad has been abducted, so let's go and find out. Um, and I think it's looking to be about 20. But yeah, we had fun making it.
It's your debut film.
It is. It's my first one.
If you like,
Um,
Doctor Who or X-Files, that sort of thing,
yes,
you'll love this.
yeah, it's literally that. I mean, it's low budget X Files, Doctor Who.
Mm,
And I'm like pretty much done editing it now. I'm just waiting on a few things, but I
mhm.
think it's pretty good. I mean, I'm hoping to sort of get it out there so people can see it and things, and I'm hoping it'll bring a smile to someone's face or even
Yeah.
make them cry because that's good.
It out of horror or just
I don't know. However,
Alright,
yeah.
follow me on Twitter, Dropped Ice Cream, also twitch.tv/Dropped Ice Cream, where, Shadow of the Colossus it may be a game that appears on there sometime quite soon.
It better.
I'll look into that one.
Yeah, do.
Also, Spider-Man 2, I'll see if I can, get an emulator and stream that one.
Yeah, you should do a PS2 like stream where you just
Yeah,
sort of go through you could do Simpsons.
I couldn't complete that one, but I could certainly play it.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you very much for coming.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure, and, see y'all next time.
Bye.